So 7,000 years ago, these beings called Eternals came to Earth to help humans fight the Deviants. In this video, we'll be reviewing Eternals. What's up guys, thank you for joining me again on my channel. It is greatly appreciated. As I said before, we will be reviewing Eternals today. This will be a non-spoiler review, so for those of you who haven't seen it yet, don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. Overall, this movie was pretty good. I won't say that I absolutely loved it, and I won't say that I absolutely hated it. And I won't say that it was a bad movie, because it was not a bad movie by any means. So before I get into the positives, I'll talk about the negatives I have. One of the main negatives is it's just really slow at times. And overall, this movie did not need to be 2.5 hours long. It did not diminish, but it did not diminish the value of the movie and the value of the characters in this movie. So going into this movie, I was actually pretty excited and really looking forward to see what they did with this, because when I was younger, I read about 1 or 2 Eternals comics. They are not a group of people that I'm extremely familiar with, but I am somewhat familiar with them. And I was very excited to see certain characters that hopefully would have been in this movie but weren't in this movie, which is totally okay. I was excited, as I said, because I do love the Eternals, and in the comics, you know, they're involved with the Avengers at certain points. There's certain characters that get involved in certain things with other individual Avengers at times, and it's just amazing. The comics are amazing, and I know obviously when it comes to comic book iteration to live action iteration, you know, you can't get everything absolutely correct, but I'm looking forward to see what this will build, because I think all the criticisms that people have about this movie and these newer wave of Marvel movies is somewhat justified, but not completely to say that they're trash. Because if people forget, there were movies 10, 11 years ago that set the foundation for what we got 10 years later. This is exactly what's happening now. In 2021, we are getting these movies that are setting the foundation for the next however many years that they're gonna take to build up Phase 4, you know, for the next big bad. So this movie, directed by Chloe Zhao, this movie has so many big names in here. You got Gemma Chan, Kit Harington, Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, King in the North, Kumail Nanjiani, and many more great people that I actually haven't really heard of or seen, and a lot of others that I love seeing and love watching them do their thing. Some of the positives that I'll get into are the cinematography that went into this movie, and the CGI aspect of this movie was really well done. As I said before, a lot of things that happened in the slow parts could have been taken out. Some characters I feel like were very underdeveloped, especially some that I really liked and knew about before. I kind of wish they expanded upon them, and they didn't, which, you know, all right, maybe in the next movie we'll see some more, but as far as this one goes, I just wish that some characters were utilized a little better. Again, this is a no spoiler review, so I will not tell you a lot of the things that happen, but one thing I will say is that this is a Marvel movie, so you know you're gonna get that huge build-up and this huge CGI battle at the end, and of course it's gonna look great. You know, it's a great spectacle to watch. I just feel personally that there could have been a little bit more and different things that went down to lead up to this battle, and there's various things that I wish were different, you know, but overall, as I said, this movie was pretty good. I'm looking forward to see how they expand on these characters and who they bring in next. One, as Eternals, and two, the team-ups that happen in the MCU now that they're building this whole thing with the different movies coming out. I will say that Kumail Nanjiani, he did kill me in this movie. He was great comedic relief, along with another character that you guys will see and love. This movie definitely did a good job in certain aspects with the humor. Like, the timing of the humor was just spot on. I want to thank you for joining me for this review. I really want you guys to go see this and try not to take too much into account what critics say and what other people say. Oh, this movie's trash. Oh, 2.5 hours for what? Like, I'll agree, 2.5 hours is a bit much. It is a bit much, but that doesn't mean that the movie's trash, because it's not. It actually is the furthest thing from trash. I really like this movie because, one, I really like the idea of the Greek god mythology, Norse mythology, all these different mythologies. Not saying that that's what this is, because it's not, but it's got those elements to it, you know, that makes this movie have this ethereal vibe. The way how these actors and actresses just built on each other, especially in their role as an Eternal. was just amazing. I said that there was a star-studded cast earlier, and trust me, it was not wasted and it was great. Some characters, again, I wish were utilized a little more, or we got a little bit different aspect of them, but overall, the acting was phenomenal. I love the way that the chemistry was built between certain characters, and it's just a great time when you go see this movie. Please, if you have no idea about the Eternals or do know about the Eternals and you saw this movie, comment down below. And if you haven't seen it yet and you're looking forward to something, or you have a question or something, just please leave a comment down below. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you get a notification anytime there's a new video. Thanks again for joining me, guys. Until the next one.